We're live. All right.
Lead the way.
Hold on.
All right, he's not leading the way. I'll lead the way. Couple stocks on radar for longs this morning, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so we got 10 minutes till the market opens. Not too much time for questions. We might be able to get some after the open, but ARTL, I think, is one of my top watches. I think is the highest gapper, or at least was, till MBIO. MBIO took over. But ARTL, really good gapper. MBIO and ARTL have very, very similar charts in the sense they ran like last week. And on ARTL, there's this $25 line in the sand. I want to see this thing over 25 bucks. I really do think it can squeeze. Short sellers like to short into this past resistance. And obviously we got over that this morning. We blew through it. So you could call it a breakout. Definitely not the best breakout chart in the world. But if we get over that 25, I think shorts are going to be in a bit of trouble. So watching ARTL for that long, over 25. Then also MBIO, you could say almost the same exact thing. Ran last week, got over $2. Again, not really the best breakout chart in the world. This one's also opening pretty much at highs. So I don't love longing the stocks that open at highs. I think it probably needs a pullback. So going to be a little more patient with MBIO, see if it pulls back, maybe sets up for a dip and rip. The third one, I have a lot of watches today, actually. So LGPS, earnings winner, great run, horrible long-term chart. But earnings winner is just a true time-tested catalyst that's just great for longs. So obviously, at this point, kind of consolidating some of that big move, that big gap. There's not much to base on the daily chart. So we're going to have to see what this does over the next 15 minutes or so. And then probably on the short side is BMNR. But I don't like that it's gapping down 20%. So I would short this if it got a spike to like 130 or so again. I think that'd be a pretty good short. So those are my watches. I see MBIO in the chat. I see CURR in the chat. Let's look at CURR. I haven't looked at it in a little bit. Honestly, that's not bad either. It's just it's not the most volatile this morning. That said, no reason it can't run. It's also kind of a breakout too, isn't it?
Which one?
CURR. CURR.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, honestly, really good look. I think there's some better trades out there, but by no means is this a bad one. This is definitely a good idea. And then someone's talking about Jose. SONN, Sun. Similar to. I just don't like how big this gap is for this trade. It does feel like it might need to pull back and test like $5 or something.
Yeah.
It just feels like the risk is a bit high because if I were to buy this, I were to trade it, I have to risk $5. And I don't want to have to risk 70 cents a share because I don't think I'm going to get, $2 plus a share of upside. So kind of wait and see there on Sun, but definitely in play. We've had a couple others fade pretty good pre-market, but that's my watches.
I have one watch today. Well, you could almost just buy two, but I'm mainly watching BMNR on the short side. And I agree. I don't love that it's gapping down so much, but I also think that's a reason that it might work. This is also why I'm not going to really try to buy it out of the open, as I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be waiting for a spike, a lot of short sellers that feel like they missed the top last time and they need to wait for the spike to get in, which the spike already happened. The spike just went to 135 this morning. If you weren't up for it, if you weren't prepared for it, you missed it. I think a gap down like this could lead to a quick flush and then a bounce back. This isn't one I'd want to get aggressive on all day long, because I don't think BMNR is necessarily done with its run either, which also could mean that there is a potential dip buy opportunity like midday, late morning, midday. But I don't want to get too looking into a dip buy on this. Really, what I'd rather see is this setup for a short today where quickly out of the gates, we get that initial dump, bounce back where all these shorts get aggressive on the bounce back, and then it ends up setting up for a third day surge tomorrow, where we could be setting up for a breakout for all the shorts that didn't cover from yesterday, that got aggressive today, that might end up leading to another breakout. But that's my main watch today. And I'm also kind of with Matt on ARTL. I, generally speaking, don't trade these charts super well, so I'll probably avoid it, but I don't hate the plan, like waiting for that 25 area. One that I do like, though, is SONN if it can hold this gap. I wouldn't want to take this out of the gates here. I'd wait for that dip and rip. But if we can hold over that $5 level for the first like 15 to 30 minutes out of the gates, I think there is probably a really nice breakout look continuation there. A lot of times, gap ups like these, especially when they're on the third day of the move, I've noticed anyways, tend to fail right out of the gate. So if it can hold up out of the gates, then I think we've got a pretty good long.
I agree. Yeah. Couple low float movers. I mean, MBIO, LGPS, ARTL.
Can I say one other thing though?
What we love. Yeah, hit me.
Generally, right? This is one of those mornings where it's really easy to get overly hyped up because we've got a lot to watch. Normally speaking, though, like when we have like 5 gappers that are all on watch, most of them fail. So just be careful. Like be selective in the one that you trade and make sure you just manage your risk well. One of them probably works really well. So it's just about making sure that you've got eyes on them, and that's why we're here as well. I mean, me and Matt are going to be watching all of these here together. So just keep that in mind. That's been what I noticed. But yeah, we've got just a couple of minutes here. Man,
yeah,
you know
I think the one that I'm most likely to click the button on in the next 15 minutes is going to be ARTL.
I was just going to say the same thing. The more I look at it, the more I like it. It's holding so close to that breakout level.
Yeah. I think shorts are just really in trouble. Plus, also, we just faded for like 2 hours, hour and a half. Shorts feel confident. They're risking pre-market highs. We've got that breakout level over 25. I could definitely, since it's such a low float and big gap, wouldn't surprise me to see it like swipe up, halt, and go like 35, 40. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. That's, I think, my top watch into the open. But like I said, definitely a lot of other really good trades from all of these that we have on our screen here.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, we got 3 minutes before we get ready here, before we officially get started. I'm going to get both of my screens ready to go.
Yeah, fun facts. Weight Watchers is trading again. It's not actually a real gap up. They went bankrupt, went to OTC, re-up listed, I think, to the NASDAQ. So pretty interesting. I am by no means a breakout expert, but just
You're not?
interesting. Speaking of bankrupt, I think Wolf was a pretty good one, wasn't it?
Yep. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about Wolf.
Haven't looked at that today, but
neither. What's it at now? 140s.
That hold.
That's actually not that bad, but
it's also a bankrupt play. So like,
yeah,
not my favorite. Cool. Well, I think that's pretty much my plan.
Yeah, agreed.
I already had my fumble of the day, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
I bought LGPS right here at 98 cents, and I sold it at $1.02. So really nailed that one. We killed it. We killed it. But it happens. Sometimes you just make mistakes, and that definitely was a mistake on my part. Daniel says nailed MBIO. Shout out to Daniel. Good little trade there.
Yeah.
239.
Oh, beautiful.
Somewhere in here. Yeah, nice little dip buy. And crazy move. MBIO, like I said, is also one. It's up 200%. It just needs to like chill a little bit. When they open at highs or like really close to highs, it feels like a chase. So just going to wait and see. Yeah, David's saying if MBIO holds 350, I agree. I just feel like, again, it's a little too close to high. I'm kind of more looking at like 280. And if we get to 280, I don't know if we're going to come back, to be honest. So maybe 3, I guess. We'll have to wait and see what support is post-open. Yeah.
WOLF, I wish it wasn't a bankruptcy play. It's got a nice little look to that chart, but it's just getting so overextended now.
See a lot of people asking about VOR. And I'll be honest, I haven't even looked at it today.
Oh, that's a breakout.
The VOR breakout is solid, but it's also like it's what, 6th breakout, it feels like?
Yeah.
It's not bad luck. Not a bad luck. So I'll keep VOR up, but definitely I don't want to stab it out of the gates because it broke out once, didn't really move, trying to break out again. So kind of thinking if history goes out there, repeats itself, might be a little disappointing. So now we're watching.
Now we are watching.
Let's get 2-day chart up. Not much volume on ARTL yet, which is
VOR. that's a spike.
Is it?
Oh my lord. $2
I think ARTL is about to halt up, or it's going to try to.
Wow.
Halts up's at 24. So we'll see there.
Yep.
It's just super thin, pretty low volume SSR. It's definitely risky. BNMR, just a little dip. 100 is a pretty key level on that chart. So we'll see if it holds it. Let's see. Launch an ARTL. I want to see if we can get over the initial little high there. I'd consider it a long. I think over that high we might skip a little bit. Here's a little spike BNMR.
Yep.
LGPS, little dip. Yeah, VOR, nice pop.
VOR, really nice pop.
Sun kind of dying out of the gate. So this is what I want to see. I want to see if it can hold that dip and rip. ARTL breaking down, but I'm not going to write it off just yet. I want to see if this is like a little trap, a little fake out. It definitely could die, but we're gonna be patient and see. SSR's on it. They're trying to halt it down right now.
Order filled.
BNMR going for a halt up.
Yeah, that's going for a halt up now.
It's halting up right now.
And I think it did.
Yep, just halted up. Not really a good long, honestly, for anyone asking. I mean, $16 a share. Don't get me wrong here, but it was kind of just like a stab and pray. If you were going to long it, hope it holds $100.
Yeah, you could. As I say, you could try for that dip and rip there at like 106. I don't think that's the worst idea, but definitely a little tough when they gap down like that. I like dip and rips more in a gap up like ARTL. If we can get, oh man, if ARTL can go through 2350 here, it could be fun.
All right, I'm with you there, Bryce. I do like it over 2350.
VOR just kind of consolidating up there. That could be kind of fun.
MBIO pushing, and honestly, a nice little structure here, but again, it's definitely a bit of a chase, in my opinion.
What a crazy daily chart.
On which one?
No, MBIO.
I know. Yeah, almost the same chart as ARTL.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuffing pretty hard there into the highs. So we'll see if it can keep going.
Yeah, ARTL also not looking great there, which is kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, never got above that trigger price.
Still
not going to write it
possible.
off until it dives to like 18, but it's definitely not looking like A+.
Yeah, well, the problem now is the risk just gets wider, right? Even if which sometimes can be the reason they work a lot better, is a lot of people wait a little bit too long and then they have to chase higher because like, oh, I didn't want to risk $5 a share. which I get. But
Yeah.
whoa, Wolf is at 162, just grinding up. Not bad. That actually, at this point, in the next couple of days, that probably, at some point, that'll probably be a decent short also.
Wolf's insane. COGT, halt up. Is that on here? Oh, it is. I didn't even see that one.
No. Very, one of those ones that, like, it's more like a real company. Trades like 2 million shares a day.
Yeah, it's also it's a $1 billion company. So
yeah.
maybe I was stuffing the highs there. Honestly, ARTL, that was a solid dip and rip. Still in play in my book. I'm watching that 2350. I agree. It kind of sucks. My risk is all thrown off now.
Yeah, but it's not the end of the world.
Like twice. Shorts keep hammering it, and it's not breaking down.
Yep.
Sun trying to dip and rip. I'm going to give it a little more time. I think SVRE is kind of dead. And BIO, despite the stuff and highs, is definitely holding decent. It's just the risk reward's tough. I don't want to have to risk almost $1 a share here.
Mm-hmm.
Spread's getting whack on ARTL as well. So a couple things not making it easy to trade.
Yep, I'd be inclined to agree. Right now, I think it's just about letting giving a couple more minutes, letting these stocks kind of settle in a little bit here.
Yeah, I'm intrigued where BNMR is going to open up after this halt.
Yeah, me too.
Should be coming in what, a minute?
I think so.
Again, if we pop over this little downtrend, that could be, I'm not going to buy it, but that definitely could be interesting.
Which one, ARTL?
Yeah, man. And we got $20 bid finally.
Listen, I like the look.
I think it's my favorite watch right now. Just being patient, waiting for the moment. If it don't come, it don't come. BMNR is unhalted, pretty much just opened at the same price.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Maybe they'll push it higher here. Or not. Spread's a little wacky on that one too, but it is also a $100 stock, so got
pretty casual $1 a share.
Yep. Tim Bones 945 rule say. I agree. I think that's in general a pretty good rule.
Mm-hmm.
Because the stocks that are strong are going to hold up for those 15 minutes. The stocks that aren't just move on. So wait and see. Give yourself a little more confidence in the trade too.
Ooh. BNMR, what a dip and rip there.
That's getting juicy. I really am not interested. I would consider shorting this, but not until like 130 for me. Personally.
Yeah, no, I mean, at this point, I think you're 100% right.
Pretty whack action.
Oh my gosh, that is just a crazy. The spread gets like $2 a share.
Yeah, I was gonna pull up the level 2.
The RTL could be a fun stab through like $21.
Yeah, it's a tough spot though. Still, I think 50-50.
I know that's the problem. It's better risk reward here, but in terms of the confirmation, you're not getting a ton.
Yeah. Let me pull that up. Broke the downtrend though.
Yeah.
I think it needs to get over this 22.15 and then it's kind of game on. Because then we'll break that downtrend. We'll confirm that we got a higher high. So 22.15 I'm looking for. And then I would get pretty aggressive, I think, over this 23.50 if we get there. Spread's getting tighter on ARTL. I like that.
Yeah.
Decent size on the bids.
The only thing I don't hate it.
The halt level right now is 22.37 though, so that's kind of a 22.60 just adjusted. But
that was a lot of volume on that trend break for not getting a whole lot of a move.
Millionaire can't stop, won't stop. What's that level? 1930. Excuse me for the cough, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. How do you see the halt level, says Michael? A lot of times on brokers, they'll just tell you. Look at my other screen. I'm looking at the broker, and halt's 22.60. BMR, pretty rough death there. I didn't get a short off. I was waiting for higher.
Oof, jeez.
Might be the end of it. I guess we'll have to see.
I don't know. I mean, that you would have thought that slam candle earlier is kind of the same thing. Although that was a lot of volume on that high day break there.
Yeah, I mean, pretty similar trend. I don't think until we get a lower low, might not be.
Yeah, I don't think you can really fully discount it yet. From
all right, RTL still looking for that higher high. So now we're looking at like 21.60. If we can get over that, I'm probably going to take some long.
Yeah, I like it. I do have a little starter from 20. What is it? 20.72. But I'd really like to. Yeah, I'd really like to get over this. I still like that 22 area a little bit more, I think. Although this is a really nice curl here.
Someone says, do you trade using the level 2? Yes, very much so. I cannot imagine trading without it, to be honest. ARTL, come on. I like this setup, Bryce. I like this setup.
I do too. This is looking saucy. ARTL, that's looking good.
Oh, just jumped. I filled a couple of shares there.
Oh, crap. I missed the ad.
Not enough.
Yeah, me too. I got some, though. I'm not going to complain.
Just risking low a day. I'll see if it sets up for me to add, but we might just run.
I still like the high a day spot there at 23. I mean, the risk is not great there. The risk reward is not great there, but I still think that's the spot.
It's close. Trend is up. Halt is now at 23.53.
That is high a day. That's the high a day break too. That'd be crazy.
That could get a little freaky.
Matt likes it when ARTL gets a little bit freaky.
I do. I don't want to see too big of a dip here because we just started our uptrend. Generally speaking, the best stocks, the strong stocks are just strong and just go. So I'm going to give it a couple more minutes.
I think if we can hold 21, I think we're in a good spot. We'll say that's a lot of selling volume on that previous candle there, though, that previous 1 minute candle.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily a bad thing because it's still holding pretty well, but now it's like if we can get above that level, that 23.10, I think we're in a pretty good looking spot.
Yeah, I'm just going to draw some lines from the past run. I think now over the next high, if we get it, that's where I'll hit it pretty good.
Yep.
For now, I just got my small initial position. So if it's a loser, it's gonna be pretty small.
Yeah.
Waiting for that push over the next high.
Yeah, definitely dipping a little harder than I'd like to here.
Yeah, we just haven't gotten that confirmed higher high yet. So trying to be patient with it.
Many crickets.
Spread's getting a little funkadelic.
Yeah. Spunkadelic.
It's a Bryce word.
Yeah, I know. I haven't heard that in a long time. I haven't said that.
MBIO. Oh my Lord. $6.
Oh my gosh. Whoa.
Mamma mia.
Mamma mia, indeed. That is nuts. That is spunkadelic. ARTL, don't do this. Don't do this. Come on.
BNMR, another slam, another pretty good bounce back, man.
That's what I'm saying. That's a really strong bounce. That's a $10 a share bounce, more or less.
Sun not dipping, ripping, more like just dipping.
Yeah.
MBIO,
Yeah, that's unfortunate, that one. I feel like that's the problem with those, but like it's still it's trying to hold 5. Yeah, not really. Not really. All right. ARTL, can we do it? Can we do it? I really hope we can.
What was the last high? Oh, we got over 23.
2309, I believe, is the last high. So I'm really looking for a 2310 ad, and I would consider one smaller ad through high a day if it was a really strong push.
Yeah. I like it. If we halt up, I mean, we could definitely see 28, 30, 33 is the high from pre-market.
Yep.
All in picture, pretty solid risk reward, even if I got to risk $2-3 a share.
Yep. Yeah, the good news is if we can hold these levels, like being able to risk right around $21, I think would be nice. But again, we got to kind of hold here. That's pretty key.
MBIO just on a mission. That's insane. Truly nuts. Barely offered a pullback. Aggressive traders getting rewarded there on that one.
Yeah. Buy high, sell higher.
I mean, you could have bought here, I guess, like 4070, 470.
That's incredible. 650.
But still, you're risking like 70 cents a share. That was a tough one. But
yeah.
Straight up. The RTL, one of its moments of truth here.
Yeah, I'm not loving that. Not loving that. We'll see.
I don't mind it. Unless we go low day, then I mind it.
Yeah, no, that's true. We're still, what, $1.50 away from low a day. Like, can't be that mad, but.
I want to place a trade. A real trade.
ARTL, come on. Don't do this. Give us something fun.
That's where I'm at, dog. BNMR looks like she wants higher.
Yeah, I am inclined to agree with you there.
Again, kind of a painful one to trade, but it's trying.
It's definitely trying.
Yeah, Vor moving nicely too. Good little breakout. I know a couple of you brought that one up. Good call. 250, nothing to sneeze at. All right, ARTL. You look like you're trying to break through 20.
Not what we want to see out of you.
Honestly, I like it, dude. If it can hold this, I'm playing the long game. If it holds this level, shorts are toast. But gotta see.
No, 100%. If we can hold here, and with SSR on too, ooh, people just slamming lows.
That's what I'm saying.
BMNR, that's crazy. That's a crazy move.
Oh, ARTL. I want to see some strength out of you. You just look dead.
Yeah.
Look like you just want to roll over and die. BMNR is going for new highs and new highs.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get my short after all.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, at this rate.
Higher the better on that one.
Oof. MBIO. That was a quick $1 a share swipe down.
Damn. That's a wild stock.
That's
a wild stock.
Yeah, that one's crazy.
I'm too old to deal with that. That's how I feel.
How I'm gonna check in on some of those other ones we were looking at earlier. Nothing special there. Mulm.
ARTL did just hold lows. I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Yeah, no, it did.
I like it. I like it still. I've been talking about it all morning. 19 is the level. Under 19, you're right. I don't care. But at this point, we break above that 23. 4th of July fireworks.
Yeah.
Patience. Zen.
Name of the game. Name of the game.
ARTL low volume. Yes and no. I don't really agree. It's 4 million shares on a $20 stock. That's $80 million. That's more than enough for me. I'm not taking $5 million positions over here. LGPS, dipping, ripping, trying. That is trying.
Yeah.
Similar idea to ARTL, honestly. If it can give us a higher low, that gets a lot better in my book. Because again, I don't want to chase this. I got to risk lows at that point. That's 50 cents a share. That's too much.
I think a key difference, though, to talk about between ARTL and LGPS, I think that an ARTL dip and rip, the daily chart's just a little bit better for a breakout. Not that LGPS is too bad because it doesn't have that much volume, but it did have those dump days from 7 down to $1 where there's just going to be some resistance. Whereas with ARTL, you've got that daily chart where any short that didn't get out or that was chasing lows is now kind of underwater. So I think that's just a key difference. But I think for a short-term trade, especially to get through VWAP here, I could see LGPS being like one of those ones that pushes up pre-market highs. Oh, no, ARTL. Hold up. I want to love you.
Yeah, still in the downtrend. I know I got lines everywhere, but, We're not out of that downtrend yet. So I'm excited, but let's not get too excited here. Excitement can come in 10 minutes if it goes. Otherwise, I'm just watching paint dry.
Yep. Sometimes that's the name of the game, though.
BMR still trending up, though. I'd be sweating if I was short right now. Sweating. Looking at that 2-day chart. Yeah, so here's our dip on LGPS. I do like the news. It's an earnings winner. I mean, that's about as good of a news as you can get on a stock. Float is low, but not super low. It's like 8 million shares rounding up. Volume's decent. Definitely was a big volume push into this candle. So we will see. ARTL testing lows again. Not the strength I was hoping for.
Yeah, unfortunately. The worst part is, I mean, like, it also could be one of those ones that just, like, kind of randomly works later in the day. One of those ones you got to keep your eye on kind of thing, and just shows some random midday strength, because it's not really trading. Well, it's also more expensive. It's trading decent volume relative to its price, but we haven't had one crazy volume candle yet on this thing.
And we will. The question is it going to be a volume candle to lows or a volume candle to highs?
Yeah.
I can't tell you right now. Stay tuned.
BMNR, I feel like they're just trying to trap shorts at this point, man. They just keep doing the same game. Break high a day, hard dip. Break high a day, hard dip. And then recover it.
Yeah, unless this is sub like this level, the 107s, we're in an uptrend.
Yeah.
In my book.
No, I agree. This isn't normally what you'd see on overextended gap downs, and like you said, I think it's largely just because shorts haven't gotten blown out yet. This isn't anyone who's been short this and is like, okay, perfect. Oh no, ARTL.
Oh no. Well, we've been watching her paint dry for a while.
Yeah, we have.
Sun's also dipping, doing a whole bunch of nothing. BNMR, MBIO, trying to hold up, but man, that was quite a death candle.
Yeah, that wasn't the easiest. Like, this is what we were talking about earlier. A lot of them end up doing nothing when we get big gap ups like this. And then one of them normally, does do something. And MBIO was the one that really went crazy. I mean, that was from open, almost 100% from open price, which is pretty crazy. Anything else popping up on the scanners? Man, if ARTL can't hold here, because that would have been a really nice attempt.
I think if it low day breaks on ARTL at this point, just the idea's gone.
Yeah, because this is the spot, right, where it's like, okay, it could have had that could have been a fake breakdown candle right there, that double bottom, and then but definitely leaning more on the bearish side at this point, I think. Yeah, and really not seeing a whole lot else out there either.
MBIO might be a decent trade in a little bit. Not forcing it, but good runner. Good runners tend to be the next runners as well. Yeah, here's ARTL testing lows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, unfortunately, this one is looking like that isn't going to offer any real opportunity. Which these
hey. Keep
I don't
saying
want to speak too soon.
Apparently keep saying that, Bryce. Couldn't break lows. I'm not saying this is A+ anymore. This is like a B trade now because it should have gone, but until we're below low a day, it's in play. LGPS can't really hold this higher low, so kind of tabling that one. I think MBIO is a good trade. Sun can't really hold. Kerr's in play. Vor obviously a nice breakout trade if you guys took it at the open. And BNMR, which I find very interesting how it's trading. It's really like a 5-minute chart.
It is pretty surprising that ARTL just keeps holding up. It could largely be because SSR is on and you can't slam it down into that, but overall impressed that it hasn't broken down fully yet.
I agree. I think it is SSR.
I'll be honest, right? If I'm a short and I'm attacking this, that type of action right there is like, ooh.
You're sweating, dude.
Yeah, it's not anything fun. Same thing with MBIO there, actually. If you're a short and you're looking and saying, okay, that just tried to break out of that, just tried to break that uptrend there, and instead, quick fake break under $5 and instantly recover. That's that's something funky there too.
Yeah. ARTL, I got a dozen lines, but I don't want to buy this like through the highs at this point. Again, risk too high. We obviously have a risk down here at low day. What I would need to buy shares at this point is that same like lower high, right? We just failed to break lows. Now, if shorts get a little breath of fresh air, think that they're okay, it's not going to squeeze on them, then we break over those highs, I'd basically be looking to buy this thing like right here, right? And then push up to highs. So
yep.
It's back in play. It's playing with my emotions over here, but it never was out of play. So
no, it never was. And that's why, I mean, I talk to so many traders every day that are, they'll see that happening, and instead of waiting for their risk level to hit, they'll be like, well, I'm just going to say it's so close. Like it's going to break. And then you sell literally at the low, and then it bounces back on you. The trade works. And that's why it's so important to just like stick to your risk levels. You picked them for a reason.
So we'll see. We'll see. That's my setup there. That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah. No, that's a nice little recovery there. I also like when they walked it in the mind of a short seller, right? When it takes 10 minutes for a stock 15 minutes really for a stock to like walk down to low a day, and then it takes 2 minutes for it to recover back up. Like it's frustrating. It's frustrating.
Yeah. We're still in our downtrend though, so J-Rad is back.
J-Rad.
Want to read his comment, Bryce? It feels like something you'd say.
Let's see. Come on, man. Let's get a juicy, saucy guacamole. It'll be totally funky, psychedelic. Oh, a psychedelic guacamole.
That's a good comment, Rad. Maybe it's what we need here to get a trade on ARTL.
I think we need a psychedelic guacamole for ARTL to do what I want it to do, if I'm being honest, J-Rad.
BNMR, I think, finally officially did break that downtrend. But it's already down 20%. So I wanted to short it up in like 130, never got there. I don't want to chase it at lows.
Yeah, I think it's
so kind of just watching. I mean, obviously biggest runner last week. MBIO is not breaking down, refuses to break down. It's crazy. LGPS close to being a total failure. ARTL back to 20.
Yep.
This is your chance to form my higher low. Give me something. Give me some love. We just want a little love here. Or funky psychedelic guacamole, J-Rad.
All I want is some funky psychedelic guacamole.
Hey Mitch says watch MDIA. They have BlackRock news, I think someone said. Don't love it. Also don't love ARTL. What are you doing? I want to trade you. Do you want my money or not?
I think the answer to that question seems to be an overwhelming no.
It definitely seems like it.
Sometimes the way the cookie crumbles.
MDIA, I don't love this one because, again, just big fade all pre-market. That tells me obviously a lot of sellers. So it might pop, but I think risk reward not in your favor.
Yeah, no, I agree.
ARTL. The more times you keep doing this, I feel like the more likely you are to just fail on me.
Yep, I agree.
It's like a 1 or 2 time thing here, and we've done it 10 times.
Yeah, I feel like I've already kind of at this point now written this off as probably going to stop me out. But again, I'm not gonna stop out early. If you want to recover, if you want to prove me wrong, I dare you. Prove me wrong. Yeah, you know you're getting into a fun spot in your trading when you really think talking to the stock is gonna,
is gonna help you.
It's gonna help you, yeah.
John says, just got to the room. Did you pull the trigger on ARTL? I did earlier, like I said, I can't remember, 15 minutes ago. Small size, didn't fill it all. And I've really been trying to be as patient as possible to wait for a higher high. Give me a real trigger to confidently get some big size. But haven't gotten it yet. 19's the risk.
Yeah, I've got about a quarter of this, or not even a quarter, probably a fifth of the size that I'd like from about $20.71. But if we stop out at a low day, it'll be a very small loss. But if we can hold,
Yeah,
right, what happens there.
Price action hasn't been great today. I agreed. No, like obvious setup. That's for sure. MBIO, another hard crack. Is this a LGPS trying to hold there? Another one still technically in our downtrend, but it's testing the top of it. I don't even think I'd buy this one through $2 either, though, even though technically that's like kind of a little trend break, mini breakout over the high. The risk is definitely wide on this.
On which one?
LGPS.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'd have to risk. I should be risking if I take the trade 150. But I want to risk 160, and even that, I mean, it's 40 cents a share. That's quite wide risk.
Yeah. Your minimum risk on this is 30 cents, and it's just the question is, is 2-to-1 even realistic on this? It might be, but it doesn't seem like the most likely outcome. This is one of those this type of chart. These ones always scare me when they swipe hard and they swipe fast in both directions.
Japanese company, earnings winner, but if you zoom out, I mean, this daily chart is terrible.
Yeah.
So hopefully if we get, there goes ARTL, huh? I looked away.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There's our big volume candle.
Yep. Wow. That hold down?
I think it's holding down now. Yeah, right with the wall there. Gave it our chance. So as far as I'm concerned, that trade's pretty much, I mean, that's gone. And I don't see a ton else that I'm uber interested in at the moment.
No, I mean, the last real bet would be MBIO doing something, but truth be told, it's just one of those. This is a stock of which volatility is just a little bit too high for me. It's good if you love this action, like that's great. And there probably will be more trades on it, long and short. But for me, I just kind of like avoiding these at this point, and keeping the hairs on my head.
LGPS though.
Is all GPS doing it?
It's testing that $2 area.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the spot right there. Wow, that's a nice spike. MBIO really struggling to break down. Wow, there it is. There's the $2 view. Oh, there's also the $2 rejection on VWAP.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to chase $2.
Yeah.
Kind of like we just said, what am I going to risk? 40 cents a share? That's quite wide. So I'm waiting for it to set up just a little bit better. Someone talked about Kerr. I have a 15-minute chart up, so let's zoom in a little. It's not a super volatile stock. Yes, there was that 150 break, but it hasn't put in a 30, 40, 50% move here. It's just kind of a grinder. Not to say that it can't just keep grinding, but a little too slow for my taste. Good hold there on LGPS, though, even though it's stuffed. Next dip, I'm probably going to be watching pretty closely.
MBIO looks like a little bit of a fake breakdown there.
Yeah, dude, that definitely can't break lower here, huh?
No.
BNMR still trying to hold this downtrend, testing, going for low a day. Oh, there we go, LGPS. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's an impressive hold. That surprised me. That's a good trade.
Yeah, I want to see what the next dip does for us. Someone said thoughts on SBET.
That chart's just tough now to do anything on, I think. Oh, that's actually nice move today, though.
It's nice on like a smaller time frame, and there's definitely this gap to fill. But I know
wasn't
long term
that an offering though?
Yeah. Long term, it's tough. But I mean, it is a nice chart. I see what you're seeing. I like the big picture to be in my favor, though.
Yeah, it's tough, right? When they do offerings like that, like the daily chart looks like a gap fill, but there's a reason it gapped down that big, especially in a case like that. It probably could fill part of it. Like it wouldn't shock me to see SBET at like $20, if it got really strong. But I think going all the way to 30 after that offering be a little tough.
Yeah, I agree. Their float's not that small anymore either because of the offering.
Right.
Someone said PRZO. Again, just not super volatile. I need bigger moves. You could say the same thing on COGT, which we've talked about a couple times. It's just a bigger company, but I mean, pretty clean break over $10 there. If you want to see that trend, you might get a nice trend to like 1050. I don't think it's going to be a big winner by any means, but really solid chart setup. OGPS, I'm watching. Good thing I'm patient. I want to see how this dip holds. I know $2 is crazy important on it. So we just held $2. We'll see if we get a push through these. It's like 215 high.
Not necessarily a huge day trade, but it's like you and I were talking about earlier, Matt. CRCL, pretty impressive push.
Oh my goodness, Bryce, I forgot about it.
No!
Oh, that breaks my heart. That breaks my heart. I even wrote it down. I was like, don't forget about this stock, Matt. That's sad.
Oh, I was about to congratulate you. I was like, this is doing exactly what you were looking for.
That's brutal. Oh, man. I got distracted. Let's see what I, in my dream world, would have made. I mean, honestly, the options were kind of crap. I was going to buy call options on that. They only went from 6 to 12. I mean, it's a double, but on a 13-point move, that's really not that much.
No, it's not.
Problem is it's Monday and they don't expire till Friday.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah. ARTL unhalted and just, I think, finally dying.
Yep, I think ARTL is officially done. So it looks like that resistance was just too much for it to break through. This is also why, though, especially in a trade like that, like at my starter size, I lost $150. Like full size, I was looking for like a $500, $600 risk. So now, to be fair, could also make the point I shouldn't have started in any, but I think that's one way I like to mitigate risk a little bit is if we're getting that trend breakdown there at like $20.70, then I can add into the breakout and have a better average and still have that low a day risk. But it's also nice, right? I mean, like, listen, this is the truth of trading. Not every day is a winner, right? I think that's also a really important point to make. For me, I'm trading with Trade Funder, so it's really nice when I'm able to kind of deassociate from the risk a little bit. Helps me trade a lot clearer. I don't know if you feel the same way there, Matt, but really helps me stay with a clear head and just focus on the right trades. Notice we weren't trading everything under the sun today, right? We picked a stock that we really like the daily chart of, and that we were able to, I don't know if you ended up getting a starter, but able to start trying to build into. Didn't work. And instead of trying to go out there and chase the next one, just said, all right, you know what? None of these are really going that great. MBIO, if you had some crazy kahunas maybe, but even that's a little scary, a little sketchy. So yeah, this is the truth of trading though.
Yeah, to talk about Trade Funder, because I know our time's coming close to an end, so gotta give them a shout out.
Yeah, 100%. So guys, for those of you guys that are just tuning in here, if this is your first day joining us, well, first of all, welcome. We're going to be doing this every day, Monday through Friday. Second of all, we're trading with a prop firm called Trade Funder. Matt is going to get that link up on the screen here in just the link is already up there. So Trade Funder, for those of you guys who have never heard of a prop firm before or have never heard of anything like this before, essentially what it is Trade Funder is going to fund an account for you to trade with. You're going to sign up. You click this link right here. And by the way, this is a great link because you're actually getting a huge discount versus what you would normally pay. I think it's like a 40% discount or something like that, as if you were just going to go and do it yourself. If you click that button right on the front of your screen there, as soon as you click it, get your funded stock account now. You can literally get started with a 25K funded account in less than 90 seconds. And we can scroll down here a little bit. They're actually part with T3 Global. And if you keep going down farther and farther, I want to read the rules off here really quick because, again, this is a real firm's money, so it's not just imaginary paper trading money you can blow up if you want and you can go for broke. Like, you have to be a good trader. You got to prove to yourself, too. Like, well, again, I guess you could just blow up an account technically, but no one wants to do that. You have rules. Your daily loss limit is $1,000, so you cannot lose more than $1,000 a day with this account. And by the end of the day, you cannot have drawn down more than about $3,700. Now, whenever you want to take out profit, whenever you want to get paid out, it's an 80-20 profit split, which is pretty normal for if you're trading someone else's money. But after your first $1,250, you can get paid out, which is really freaking awesome. And yeah, if you just click that button right there. Oh, what were you going to click something there, Matt?
No, I was just going through everything.
Yeah, no. So this is what's also, again, really sweet about this is it's like a $500 discount off of the normal, off of their normal thing. You can get started with a 25K account for an $8.99 one-time fee, which is really freaking sweet. I always say this. We're, back when I first got started trading, like I had to just start with a $2,000 account and take like 3 trades a week. This is a really great way. Every time I talk to traders, in fact, that's where I'm going to go in here in a couple of minutes to work with another group of traders. And I always tell them the same thing, right? You got to get the reps in. You got to get the reps in every day. And it's really tough to do that when you got a small account. It's also really tough to do that when you care about losing your own money. Not to say I want you guys just going out there and losing money, but I want you guys getting the practice in, knowing that you're going to be here finding the best trades every single day, getting those plans built out so that you can trade smarter, get those reps in, and ideally at the same time, when you start making money, you're getting paid out, and all you did was sign up earlier on. You're not just continuing to fund your own money in there, which is really awesome. Let's see some other questions here. So Michael said, is the funding challenge difficult to pass? There is no challenge. You click that link and you get signed up with an account. Correct me if I'm wrong, Matt, but you click that
I want
link.
to say that's right. The way I look at it, super simple. Okay. Instead of opening up a $10,000 trading account or a $5,000 trading account, and in theory, you can lose all of your money. You can lose $5,000. You can lose $10,000 if you mess up and you really blow up on a trade, which no one wants to do. But let's face it, sometimes, especially when you're learning, mistakes happen. Instead, you're not going to lose. I mean, the most amount of money you can lose here is your initial investment into Trade Funder, which is just this $800, which again, as Bryce said, super great deal here with Stocks to Trade. If you go to their normal website, it's almost twice as expensive. So you can get started, $800, and your drawdown is, $3,750. So right off the rip, they're allowing you to lose up to 4 times as much money as you invested. And the question is, why would they do that? Well, because they want to make sure you're profitable. They want to make sure you're making money, because obviously, since you're trading with them using their fund, the only catch here is, they get a small percentage of the profit. So rather than betting against you, they're in bed with you, and they want to make sure that if you succeed, they succeed. And they're in the business of obviously helping new traders get started to then hit those goals there. So that is linked several times in the chat. Let me know if nobody or anyone's having issues, they can't see it. Someone says, do they assist with taxes? I don't think they specialize in taxes. This is pretty much just a trading account that you can get started. Someone says, is there any volatility restriction? There is some small volume restrictions, but in my opinion, super reasonable. If the stock's trading like 10 shares on the day, they're not just going to let you go out there and buy it. All right. So all the stocks that we've talked about today, they're all available, all tradable. They're all trading great volume. And as a result, you can go in there. And yeah, you can short sell as well with Trade Funder. I actually have some pretty good locates. I think you can short pretty much everything.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I've never run into a problem on either side of any trade. I've not yet found a stock that I can't trade long or short, which is really awesome, because even like my old normal brokers, I would run into that where it's like a non-tradable stock and it's one of the hotter ones. So, yeah.
So you guys have homework, all right? I know we're coming to the end today. Not necessarily the best price action out there, but go out there, get Trade Funder, get started. I tell Bryce this all the time. I wish something like this existed when I got started. Definitely would have made this much, much simpler rather than waiting 2 years to get above the pattern day trader rule, which I know everyone here hates, right? There's nothing worse than seeing a trade or being in that weird position where you're like, I should sell, cut my loss, but then I don't have any trades for the rest of the week. Everyone hates that. Trade Funder helps you get around that. You can get above the pattern day trader rule, and you can go out there and start trading, well, like a real trader. And I know a lot of the stock trade community, especially, DIT, daily income trader members, have had a lot of success with it. Some of them have now grown their accounts, thousands, tens of thousands of dollars in profits, which is amazing. So how long is the discount available? As long as we keep doing these webinars, which we'll do them every morning here, that is available as well. Again, think about it like you're not really buying anything. You're essentially opening up a trading account with $800, and that's your max loss, which is amazing. Upside is unlimited as long as we hit the good trades. Someone says, do we have to trade through a specific broker? They are your broker.
Yeah. Yep. They literally are the broker.
Doesn't get much simpler than that. Perfect. Well, Bryce, sign us off here, boss.
Yeah. I don't have anything else. Like I said, we're really loving this. It's great to show you guys, what real trading looks like on a daily basis. And even on days like today, we had a banger of a day on BM&R on Friday. And you know what? We had a small loss on ARTL today. Our goal is to do exactly that. Is when we lose, keep them smaller. When we win, try to hold them longer. But, on days like today where I do have a small red day, I'm not really stressed about it. I'm not stressed. I'm able to kind of emotionally detach from this. And that's probably the biggest advantage when it comes to Trade Funder for me anyways. Because obviously winning's great regardless, right? Losing your own money, it sucks a little more. So for those of you guys that are ready to get that funded trading account, make sure you click that link. The discount is sweet. Wouldn't be here if it wasn't. So I'm excited to see you guys back here tomorrow. Same time, same place. Matt, anything else, or are we Heading off.
No, that's it. I think we answered all the questions. You guys have your homework. You know what to do. We'll get started and we'll be back in tomorrow. So appreciate you guys hopping on.
See you guys then. Peace.